Hi, I'm Jeff Hampton. Welcome to the 40 Days and 40 Nights Challenge. You've taken the first step on the road to real marketing success, and I'm excited about working with you to help you complete that journey. Let's get started. All right, first I want to tell you that this course is going to be a little different. This course is not about crunching numbers and sifting through data. We'll do a little bit of that. We'll look at some numbers, but that's not the focus of the course. It's not about some secret method for getting backlinks. It's not about any kind of tricks or anything like that. This is about achieving your goals, achieving what you really want in your life. So what is that? Well, let's take a look at some that I hear a lot, and mine as well. Spending more time with family and friends. Finally quitting that job. An end of living paycheck to paycheck. And having a successful business that you can be proud of. These are all very noble goals. And I want to help you achieve these goals or whatever your goals might be. I highly encourage you to join us in the Facebook group. Talk about your goals there. It'll make them more concrete to you. It'll make it easier for you to strive to achieve those goals if you put it down in writing and share it with other people. All right, so I wish I could tell you that I'm going to show you how to push a couple of buttons and achieve these goals. But you and I know that it's not that simple. It doesn't really work that way. So what's it going to take? What is it going to take to get you there? Well, not as much as you might think. If you can dedicate 1 hour per day to this project for the next 40 days, you will have a money-making online presence that you can be proud of. That's my commitment to you, and that's a commitment that I would like to see you make. Commit to spending an hour a day. Ideally, every single day, you're going to sit down and spend at least an hour on this. You're going to find that you're going to want to spend more time on this because this is going to be fun, interesting stuff. But this is a minimum. Can you do that in order to achieve those goals, in order to achieve what you've always wanted? I think you can. All right, so I have found that if we look at people who have not achieve the level of success that they want to in internet marketing, there are 4 major obstacles that have held them back from this life-changing marketing success. And more often than not, they don't realize what those obstacles are. It's not really clear what is holding you back. It's not clear what the problem might be. It feels like you're doing everything you can. So let's go ahead and talk about the first obstacle, and you'll see what I mean. Choosing the right niche. Now, a lot of courses are going to say, oh, you have to find a niche that has, you have to find keywords that have X number of searches and CPC of at least $2 and blah, blah, blah. All of these things that you have to do to find this niche, and people end up doing niches like things like yeast infection. Do you really want to spend an hour a day writing about yeast infections? I don't think so. What we're going to do is choose a niche that is going to be something that interests you, something that engages you, and it is going to virtually force you to be successful just by choosing the right niche. That's how powerful this is. And again, the rule is your niche must be something that you're actually interested in. You're going to build a business asset. This isn't some disposable web property that is going to be worthless in a couple of years. You're going to build an asset, something you can be proud of, and you're going to devote some time to this. You are far more likely to succeed if your subject matter is something that you like. This is I really believe this is the number one reason why people fail at internet marketing, is that they get into niches that they think are going to be profitable, that they think that there's all these opportunities there, but it's not something that they're interested in, and so they don't follow through. They have half-built sites or sites that they're not updating or sites that aren't getting any traffic. They're going out and outsourcing all this horrible, horrible content. And look, I used to do this too, but then I figured it out, and I want to share this with you. All right, so we are going to choose what I call a success niche. And we're going to look at 3 different types of success niches, types of niches, not specific niches, types. These are really, as you'll see, kind of different aspects of the same thing. Let's get started. It'll be easier to see what I'm talking about with some examples. Our first type is a home-based offline business. You might have seen me mention worm farming. This is a perfect example, believe it or not. The idea is, stay with me here. I know you probably have absolutely no interest in worm farming, but I want to give this as an example because you'll see all the opportunity here. So I had a student who said he was about to give up internet marketing and just start worm farming. And I said, that is a fantastic idea. Just don't give up marketing. Integrate marketing with it. Make it part of your business. We'll see exactly how that works. But this is ideal. Jewelry making. So you set up a business making jewelry, and then you're also going to market this online. Photography, now specific sub niches. Things like photographing children, aerial photography, all these different sub niches of photography. T-shirt printing is one that I used to be in. But what we're looking for is regular purchases of products. All right. So this is why I have another example, tutoring, as a not so good example. Tutoring, if you're just looking at the offline business aspect of it, take out the internet marketing aspect, tutoring is a good business to go into. You can make good money, consistent money, but the problem is that people who are in the tutoring business don't buy a whole lot of supplies. They're not constantly looking for new things to buy to further their business. They don't have supplies to buy to help their business. All right, so I have another one that I mentioned in the Facebook group, another niche that I talked about that's a really good one. You got to join the Facebook group to see that. Now, what is so amazing about this type of niche is the power of combining an offline business and an online presence in the same niche. And I'm not talking about just promoting your offline business. I'm talking about showing other people how to do it too. So I call this the triple whammy. You generate revenue from the business itself, revenue from the sale of affiliate products, and eventually revenue from the sale of your own product. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Now let's take worm farming again. This is the box you see there represents a potential website. Let's say I were going to go into worm farming. We have Jeff's worm farming website. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to have on that site is just like any offline business. I'm going to tell people where to buy my worms. If I have, maybe I have them at several tackle shops, fishing stores around the area. So I'll give the locations and maps to all those, and I'll talk about the pricing of my worms and the high quality of my worms, and I'll maybe have some testimonials from people who have used these worms to catch some huge fish. That would be awesome. All right, and by the way, that is what we're talking about in terms of selling the worms themselves. But there's another aspect to worms, and that is composting. And there are a lot of people who do this. You take your table scraps and vegetable trimmings and all that, you put them in a special bin with earthworms, and the earthworms eat it and turn it into compost that you can use in your garden. This is a really big hobby interest. There's tons of products available for this. So in addition to talking about selling my worms, I'm going to have a section of my website that talks about home worm farming. I'm going to have product reviews of worm composters. I'm going to have product reviews of all the different things you can buy for home worm farming. All right. And then the third aspect of this site is after I am successful in establishing my worm farming business, I'm going to start a part of this site, maybe a membership site would be the best way to do it, of showing other people how to get into the worm farming business. Now, I'm not going to show them how to do internet marketing. I'm not going to show them how to set up websites, things like that, or that might be a very small part of this. But what I'm going to show them is how they can set up a business selling worms. And it doesn't have to be this huge $1 million business. People are just looking to make a couple of $100 a month extra income. So if you can show somebody how to make, let's say $200 or $300 a month, in our example here, worm farming, that's totally realistic. That person, how much are they going to pay you for that knowledge? How much are they going to pay you to be part of a community where other people in the same business discuss that business? Well, if they're making $200 or $300 a month, they would easily pay $20 or $30 a month, my research shows, to be part of that community, to continue their learning about their business. And it's even tax deductible, of course. Talk to your accountant. But the potential there is enormous. Because if you get, let's say you're charging only $20 a month. If you can get 200 people to join your membership site, that's $4,000 a month that you're making just from this third part. That doesn't include money that you're making from your business itself and money that you're making selling affiliate products. And these you're either selling to people who are just interested in this as a hobby and people who are interested in it as a business. So you can see how a home-based business is the triple whammy. It gives you all kinds of monetization prospects. But hey, I know everybody's not interested in that, and you don't have to be. I'm just showing you this as the ultimate example. So let's go ahead and look at some that are not quite as involved, some that are much, much, much easier to get into. And that is a hobby-based business. The way I look at this is, what would you do if you didn't have to work? What would you spend your time doing? All right, so let's look at some examples. Golf. I know that a lot of people are into golf. They would spend their time golfing if they didn't have to work. And so that would be a really good one. Now, as far as building your site, I would specialize in a sub niche of golfing, whether it might be putting, it might be golf in Florida. I don't know all the potential sub niches, improving your swing, all these things that you could write a full website about, that you could write about several times a week and not exhaust all the information, yet still be specialized. Hunting and fishing, bow hunting, quail hunting, any kind of specific type of hunting, offshore fishing, trout fishing, fly fishing. You can talk about travel. Again, I would have a specific sub niche, maybe traveling on a budget, traveling light, summer vacations, whatever it may be, model railroading, crafts, and well, we'll talk about more of that in a minute, but remote control helicopters and airplanes. These are huge right now. The little remote control helicopters. Could make an awesome site about that. Photography, again, look at sub niches, and you'll notice that this is one that I had here both as a hobby-based site and as a home business-based. Video games, huge amounts of traffic. You just have to be very careful. I wouldn't necessarily have a site devoted to a specific video game because that is likely to be, it's not a long-term business asset. But you could look at specific types of video games. Maybe you do first-person shooters. You have a site that's all about the different first-person shooter video games, or sports video games, whatever the case may be. Cooking is awesome because there's not only cookbooks, there are all kinds of products, pots and pans and utensils, and as well as gourmet food that people buy online. A not so good example, sleeping. Okay, yes, some people do consider sleeping a hobby. Two problems with that. People aren't searching the internet for more information on their sleeping hobby, and people don't buy things on a regular basis to help with their sleeping hobby. They just go to sleep. So this is a not so good example, but there are very few hobbies that would not be good for this type of site. Almost any kind of hobby is going to work. Number 3, passion-based business, a passion-based niche. This is very similar to a hobby-based niche. It's just things that I wouldn't really call a hobby. Specific dog breeds, for example. Let's say you love German Shepherds. Build a site about German Shepherds. You would not believe how many Amazon products there are about dog breeds. Political causes. Gun rights, huge right now. I mean, obviously it would have to be your thing. You would have to be into gun rights to make this enjoyable. But if it is, there's huge potential there. The environment. All kinds of sub-niches within the environment that you can make sites about. Just make sure that it's something where you're going to be able to have products that those people will be interested in. Parenting. There's all kinds of sub-niches again. It might be positive kids' toys. I think that would be a really good niche to go into. Best baby products. There's just a huge variety of things. Living with a teenager. Then you have lots of informational products and you can sell products. Just be sure that whatever sub-niche you would choose, that there would be plenty of products. By the way, I did a quick search on Amazon. I mentioned all the German Shepherd products. Amazon has over 35,000 German Shepherd products. So if you're into dogs and dog breeds, I highly recommend that. Checking that out. All right, so in a hobby or passion-based niche, your ultimate goal is selling affiliate products and potentially advertising. We're going to focus on products first to give us a baseline. You might be interested in producing your own product. The German Shepherd niche that I gave, you could maybe have a book training your German Shepherd, an ebook that you could sell. You could, if you're knowledgeable about that, you can write it yourself. If not, you can find somebody to ghostwrite it. It's remarkably easy to find qualified people who will do ghostwriting for that. And you can either pay them or you can work out a deal for a percentage of the product sales. And a lot of these you could possibly expand into an offline business. Let's look at the German Shepherds. Let's say you ended up working with a dog trainer, developed this a product of how to train your German Shepherd. Perhaps you decide you want to go into dog training too. And so you set up an offline business as a dog trainer, and then you can expand into the first type of site where you can then even show other people how to become dog trainers. This is all about leverage. It's about finding something you like and exploring all the possibilities, taking it as far as you can. So let's say that I'm interested in growing worms and worm composting specifically, but I don't want it. I'm not interested in setting up a whole business and selling worms and all that. All right, no problem. So I have a similar website, and this time instead of having all the multiple parts, the website's just about worm composting tips and product reviews. All right, simple as that. Then later on down the road, if I want to turn that into a business and teach people how to run a business like that, great. But certainly not required in order to be successful. All right, so as you can see, when you're ready to come up with your niche, we're not going to use tools. We're not going to use keyword tools at all at this point. It's going to be based on your interest, not on statistics. But if you want some ideas for things that you might be interested in, this doesn't have to be something that you are currently doing. Maybe you're interested in a new hobby. Well, this would be great because you can learn about it, and as you're learning about it, document what you're learning. As you're checking out the new products, write reviews of them. Perfect. So Amazon.com, of course, just browse through the different categories there. You can find all kinds of stuff. Etsy, lots of crafts there. Cafe Press has lots of t-shirts. If you're interested in one of the more, what I call the interest-based, the political Political niches, for example, Cafe Press is a great way to go check it out and see what kinds of products people are buying. You can go there and search for products about guns, for example, or products about the environment, and you can see all the different t-shirts and mugs and bumper stickers that are out there. Entrepreneur.com, if you're interested in a home-based business type niche, great way to find it. And finally, the Wikipedia list of hobbies. I put the address there. You can just Google Wikipedia hobbies and check it out. They have a list of hundreds of hobbies there. And there are only 2 rules. As we said, number 1, must be something you're interested in. And number 2, there must be plenty of products that people actually buy. Very important. So, your assignment for today is to come up with 3 success niche ideas. 3 different niches that you might be interested in going into. And tomorrow we'll talk about how to evaluate those and see which one is best. The due date on this is tomorrow. If you want to continue on with this program, get this done by tomorrow. It's very important. So coming up tomorrow, we will have how to be certain that your niche has plenty of products that people actually buy. And I'm going to do a case study as we go through this course. And tomorrow I'm going to reveal my niche for that case study. All right. Thanks a lot for checking out this video. And I look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Have a great day.